Oh, let's get started. Hi everyone, it's Wednesday. Um, I've been on an awe kick of late. So today's session, Awesomeness Wednesdays, is dedicated to the practice of awe. And let's see, this guy here is Dacher Keltner. He's over at UC Berkeley, and he has made a career at UC Berkeley of studying awe as an experience. And he has the following to say: awe is the feeling of being in the presence of something vast that transcends our current understanding of the world. So my guess is we can all relate to that feeling that there's some things, some experiences that we have when we bump into them. There's a subjective embodied experience that is just like, oh my gosh, it takes my breath away, or I have no words for whatever that is. And we actually need look no further than between our ears. So here's some awesome facts, or some facts to intended to stimulate a sense of awe in you about our brain, which is this just stunningly beautiful mechanism that we all have. So the neocortex, which is this 3 to 5 millimeter thick layer that sort of creates this, surrounds this cauliflower-like structure that you see here in the brain, contains about 90 to 100 billion neurons. And those neurons are all communicating with each other. Those brain cells all have connections to one another. And there can be as many as, there's typically thousands. Some neurons have as many as 10,000 connections, and those connections are called synapses. So if you do math on that, you end up with about 100 trillion connections. So that's 100,000 million connections just between our ears. There's these little microscopic cells that are all connected with each other, and they perform this truly magical function, which is they take all of this information that are nerve endings throughout our body, so our eyes, our ears, our skin. There's all these little sort of like data sentries that are out there, and they collect this information. They feed it up the spinal column into the brain. And so the brain is processing something on the order of like 10 to 12 million bits of data per second. So every time we take a breath, that's sort of an in-breath and an out-breath, the brain is trying to make sense of about 10 to 12 million sort of little chunks of data, and it's trying to figure out what to do with all that stuff. And one of the things it does with all that stuff is it creates thoughts. And so we experience about 50 plus thousand thoughts every day, let's say in a 16-hour period when we're awake, so excluding when we're sleeping. And this is happening all the time. And the coolest thing is none of us are actually responsible for any of it. It's just what's happening, right? So this biology, this machine is just doing this truly awesome, miraculous stuff all the time. So I thought today let's spend a few minutes just dropping into connection with the subjective experience of awe. So go ahead, close your eyes. And just notice where your attention goes when you close your eyes. For me, my attention pretty much immediately goes to my torso, like my heart, my lungs, my belly. It feels like that's the center of me. So just noticing when you close your eyes, just feel into that, into your core. And then open yourself up to the question of, when was the last time you experienced awe? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just an open-ended question. Last time I experienced awe was, let's just see what comes up. If the mind is blank and things coming up, just wait. Just give it some space. So the last time I experienced awe was, as you process that experience of awe, so just drop into this state. So experiencing awe more frequently might help me, again, just notice what comes up. I could experience this sense of awe more frequently, then what? You could drop into this place of wonder, a kind of smallness in the face of all of these things that are happening around you. If you could notice that and really experience it, then what? And if there's something compelling about this experience of awe, ask yourself the question, I could experience awe on a more regular basis if I just allow the answer to that to appear. I could experience awe on a more regular basis if I and again, there's no right or wrong answer. There's no like prescription here. It's a very subjective experience that I'm guessing we can all relate to, which is this. Sometimes it's like last week, it was looking outwards at the galaxy and the expanse of the universe and what we know about it, and sort of feeling a sense of awe at all of that. And today it's about turning inward and realizing there's some pretty awesome, amazing stuff happening every second of every day. So long as we're conscious, there's these amazing things happening in the brain. And what would it be like to invite more of that expansive, numinous experience of awe into our lives? What can we do to stimulate more of that experience. One of the cool things, the reason I brought Dacher Keltner into this, with his quote is this is what he has spent his life researching. What's the role of awe in healing depression and traumas? And it's really significant. And I know for the most part that if I don't make a deliberate effort to really notice all the awesome things happening around me in the natural world, in my own biology, heavens, the skies, it's really easy to miss. And then we get stuck in these really small, myopic problems. And we forget that we're actually all participating in this pretty miraculous thing called life, being human, everything that goes with it to make that all possible. Soak that up for a moment. I think one of the key skills to develop as it relates to awe is just slowing down and paying attention to what's actually happening. So it can be as mundane as sitting down and drinking a cup of tea or coffee, just noticing that, oh my gosh, all of the things that went into making this event possible. So I have a hot cup of water in my hand with this tea that came from who knows where. And I get to taste it and drink it and put it into this body that's now going to, as a stomach and a GI tract that's going to process it and do whatever. There's just like the opportunity for awe is frankly endless. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, notice again, the sense of awe of all the muscles and the lungs doing their thing and the mouth and the nasal cavity. Hold the exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you breathe in, visualize the lungs filling up and then the slow exhale. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes, come on back. Like I could have kept on going on that one for a while longer, but we're out of time. I think awe is one of those things that if you can flex that muscle, it's like a little micro muscle, but the more you flex it, the I think more beautiful and amazing life becomes because we're just surrounded by awesome things all the time. So hope that hope that inspires you to pay attention. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you all.